So you've chosen where you want to go on holiday. Now we need to think about the travel and how far away your destination is. Before we do that, you may want to recap on converting between miles and kilometres. Remember, 5 miles is approximately equal to 8 kilometres. Using this fact, can you complete the conversions? Pause the video and have a go. How did you get on? Here are the answers. So we've just looked at how we can calculate some conversions, but a graph can also help, especially with trickier conversions. You might want to use some of the conversions you've just found out to plot a line graph showing the relationship between kilometres and miles using the handout we've provided. Oh, Tommy is flying from Manchester to Paris. We've been told some details about his flight. It's 600 kilometres from Manchester to Paris, and the plane flies on average 500 miles per hour. We're also told there's an additional 40 minutes added to the flight time for takeoff and landing. Tommy is interested to working out how long the flight is. Let's see if we can help him. I wonder if we can use our conversion fact to help us. At the moment, we know the distance in kilometres and the speed in miles per hour. In order to work out the time, we must convert them into the same unit of measure. Now I've chosen to convert 500 miles per hour into kilometres because we know 5 miles is approximately equal to 8 kilometres. So 500 miles is approximately equal to 800 kilometres, which means the plane flies on average 800 kilometres per hour. Now the distance from Manchester to Paris is 600 kilometres, so we know the flight time is going to be less than an hour. Let's work it out. If the plane flies 800 kilometres an hour, that means it flies 400 kilometres per half hour and 200 kilometres per quarter of an hour. Well, I can add together 400 kilometres and 200 kilometres to work out the plane will fly 600 kilometres in half an hour plus a quarter of an hour, which is 3/4 of an hour or 45 minutes. So we've worked out it takes 45 minutes to fly 600 kilometres, but that doesn't mean that's the flight time. Remember, there's an additional 40 minutes to be added for takeoff and landing. So we need to work out 45 minutes plus 40 minutes. Let's use a number line to help us. I can add 15 more minutes to get to an hour, and then I need to add a further 25 minutes, so I've added 40 minutes in total. That takes us to 1 hour and 25 minutes. So the flight from Manchester to Paris is 1 hour and 25 minutes. Now it's your turn. Jack is flying from Manchester to Berlin. We're told it's 1,000 kilometres in distance. The plane flies on average 500 miles per hour. Again, there's an additional 40 minutes for takeoff and landing. Can you work out the length of the flight? Pause the video and have a go. How did you get on? Okay, I'm going to convert 500 miles per hour into kilometres again. We know it's approximately equal to 800 kilometres per hour. Now the distance is 1,000 kilometres to Berlin, so we already know the flight is going to be longer than an hour. If the plane travels 800 kilometres in an hour, we must work out the time it takes for an additional 200 kilometres, which is a quarter of an hour. And if we add these together, we can see it takes 1 hour and 15 minutes to fly 1,000 kilometres. But don't forget, we need to add 40 minutes for takeoff and landing. 40 minutes plus 15 minutes is 55 minutes. So in total, the flight is 1 hour and 55 minutes long. This time Jack is flying from Manchester to Dublin. The distance is 287 kilometres and the plane flies on average 560 miles per hour. We're told there's an additional 35 minutes to be added for takeoff and landing. You need to work out approximately how long the flight is. Ooh, this is a tricky one. The word approximately gives you a bit of a clue here. Pause the video and have a go yourselves first. How did you get on? Did you convert 560 miles to kilometres? Let's use what we know. 5 miles is approximately 8 kilometres. So we know 500 miles is approximately 800 kilometres. We can also work out what 60 miles is approximately equal to, as 5 multiplied by 12 is 60. So we can do 8 multiplied by 12 to work out that 60 miles is approximately equal to 96 kilometres. And we can add these two together to work out that 560 miles is approximately equal to 896 kilometres. So it takes 1 hour to fly 896 kilometres. Now it's 287 kilometres from Manchester to Dublin. Now the question asks approximately how long is the flight. So I can round these numbers to make it easier for us to work out. 287 is very close to 300 kilometres. And 896 kilometres is very close to 900 kilometres. These are easier numbers to work with. I know 900 divided by 3 is 300. So I can do 1 hour divided by 3 to work out it would take 20 minutes to fly to Dublin. But remember, we must add 35 minutes for takeoff and landing. So the total flight time is approximately 55 minutes. Well done if you got that. Now it's your turn. If you'd like some extra practice with conversions, then pause the video here and have a go at the conversions worksheet. Amir has chosen to go to Rome in Italy for 5 days. He's looking at the price of flights. It costs £150 return to fly from Manchester to Rome, £128 return to fly from Birmingham, and £200 return to fly from Leeds. Tiny thinks Amir should fly from Birmingham as it's the cheapest flight. Well, you're right about one thing, Tiny. It is cheaper to fly from Birmingham. But there's a few things we need to consider first. We're told Amir lives in Leeds, so he'll have to pay petrol to drive his car to the airport and then back home, and also pay to leave his car at the airport whilst he's away. I wonder, when we work out the cost with these taken into account, if Birmingham will still be the cheapest airport to fly from. Here are the distances from Amir's home to Manchester, Birmingham and Leeds Airport and back again. And we're told it costs 12 pence per mile in petrol. We're also told the cost per day for parking at each airport. We need to work out which airport is cheapest for Amir to fly from. Let's work out the cost to fly from Manchester first. Well, we know the flight is £150. It's a 110-mile trip to get to the airport and back, and it costs 12 pence per mile. So we must do 110 multiplied by 12 pence to work out the cost of petrol. I'm going to partition 12 pence into 10 pence and 2 pence. So we can do 110 multiplied by 10 pence, which is 1,100 pence, and 110 multiplied by 2 pence, which is 220 pence. So altogether, it costs 1,320 pence in petrol. We can convert that into pounds and pence, as there are 100 pennies in a pound. So 1,320 divided by 100 is £13.20. Finally, let's see how much parking at Manchester Airport costs. £12 per day, and we know Amir is going away for 5 days. So £12 multiplied by 5 is £60. Now we can work out how much it will cost in total by adding together £150, £13.20 and £60. Well, I know £150 plus £60 is £210. Then I can add £13.20 to see the total cost to travel from Manchester Airport is £223.20. So together we've worked out the total cost to fly from Manchester. I wonder if you can work out the total cost to fly from Birmingham and from Leeds. Pause the video and have a go. How did you get on? Let's look at the total cost to fly from Birmingham. We know the flight is £128. It's a 246-mile trip to get to the airport and back, and it costs 12 pence per mile. So 246 multiplied by 12 pence. I wonder how you worked this out. I'm going to do 246 multiplied by 10 pence, which is 2,460 pence, and then 246 multiplied by 2 pence, which is 492 pence. When we add those together, we get 2,952 pence. Remember to convert to pounds and pence by dividing by 100. So the cost of petrol is £29.52. And it costs £15 per day for parking at the airport. So Amir needs to leave his car for 5 days, which means 15 multiplied by 5, which is £75. Now we must add together the three amounts. I'm going to partition £29.52 into £25 and £4.52, as I know that £75 plus £25 is £100. Then I can add £128 to get £228, and finally add the £4.52, so in total it costs £232.52 to fly from Birmingham. OK, so now we need to work out how much it costs to fly from Leeds. The flight is £200. It's a 9-mile round trip from Amir's house, so we need to do 9 multiplied by 12 pence to work out the cost of petrol. Well, if 1 mile is 12 pence, then 10 miles is 120 pence. If I know this, then I can just subtract the cost of 1 mile from 10 miles. So 120 pence subtract 12 pence is 108 pence. It costs £1.08 in petrol. And parking is £8 per day. So 8 multiplied by 5 is £40. If we add together the three amounts, we get £241.08. So when we take into account the cost of petrol and parking, we can see it's actually cheapest to fly from Manchester. These costs are definitely something we need to think about when planning your holiday. Some other things to also consider. I wonder if Amir is able to get a lift to Leeds Airport from his friend, as it's so close, then he wouldn't have to pay for parking or petrol. Would it then be cheaper to fly from Leeds? Or I wonder if it would work out cheaper to use public transport to get to each airport. You'd have the cost of a ticket, but then you wouldn't have to pay for parking. Lots of things to consider. Now it's your turn. If you'd like some extra practice with working out the best value, then pause the video here and have a go at the airport worksheet.
It's time for activity 2. Research different airports to fly from or use the information we've provided. Here are some things to think about: the price of the flight, the price of fuel to get to the airport, the cost of parking at the airport, and are there any public transport options that may make it cheaper? You can use this worksheet provided to record your findings. Also, as an extra challenge, can you work out the flight time to your destination